I find it helpful when I perceive behaviors in myself or reactions in myself that I do not quite understand. I find it helpful to trace what is driving the force that impels me to exhibit this behavior or this reaction. I find it helpful that by giving something words, giving it a voice, giving it an identity of its own, it becomes easier to understand. And by it being understood, I can then more easily look into it, introspect into it, and then choose more, have more clarity over it. And then with more clarity, be able to make a clear choice about what to do with this force. To be able to trace these unknown paths or forces within me that still, that influence me. And when I do so, and I identify the voice, and then I see it clearly, and I'm unable to choose what to do with it, whether to accept the behavior and say, okay, yeah, I like that reaction, I understand it, or by deciding to modify it. In either case, it is modified because whenever we exhibit this reaction, this behavior again, we will notice it, and we will further understand whether this behavior is warranted or not, whether we choose it, whether we like it, whether I like it. There are voices. One that I was looking at today, I was realizing I sometimes have difficulty expressing to a woman that I am attracted to her. When I feel attraction to a woman, it's usually strong, it's intense. And today I was thinking, there are times when I have this intense emotion and I feel blocked. I feel there is no way to express it. And I know that my force, that force of attraction wants to express, and I feel it coming in some way, and yet it is not expressed. Like, what I feel is that there is something blocking it. And so I was introspecting into that today and thinking, well, but how do I... My question was, how do I manage to express this intense energy out, and in some way, because it's intense, it sometimes wants to go onto them and hold on to them and immediately touch and caress. It can be very physical, and it's also emotional. It can be a very strong drive. And as I looked into it, the question that came into my mind was, but how can I express, how can I express this intensity without hurting them? And then I realized, okay, that there, there is a hint of what is blocking, the force blocking. I feel afraid that I will hurt them. Actually, the words that came up were more, how can I express this attraction without her hating me? Without her hating me. That is the those are the words that came. And I realized I'm afraid of them hating me. And it seems to speak closer, the hating me. The hurting them, it's like, okay, yeah, I also don't want that, but the hating me, that is the part that really strikes a fear, like, oh no, I don't want her to hate me. There is a fear of having a blemished record for me. Having a blemished record, perhaps fearful that I can be blamed, that I can be punished because of it, because of my expression. And so I find myself that I'm like constantly, when I feel this attraction, like there's constant tension between sides, something that just wants to burst out with expression, and a constant like the expression wanted to come, like it's wanted to come out, and there's a constant tension, which is, I am afraid of being hated. I don't want to be hated. I do not want to be blamed. I do not want to be shamed. And that's the nature of the fear. That is the fear that I feel now. Whether I'm afraid of them hating me. And in recent experience, I had found out that pure expression of my, that an expression of my attraction does not necessarily hurt others, does not necessarily make them hate me. In most cases, actually. Yes, I have recent evidence for myself that if I express my attraction, I am not hated. And the fear still is there. I still feel that fear of, when is it too much? And what I'm pondering on now is, I don't feel I probably have never ever expressed my full attraction, my full expression of desire, attraction towards a woman, fully, raw, unfiltered. It doesn't feel like that has happened. Certainly not upon meeting. Certainly not upon when there is still no connection, or when there's very little connection. When we do have when there's already an established connection, when I'm pretty sure, like, okay, she does not hate me, because by me being attracted to her, then I feel I can flow, be in there, at least for at least temporarily. On initial contact, though, in the process of me expressing an attraction and a desire for connection, the fear is present. The fear of what if that? What if 1,000 things? And mostly, it's a fear of rejection, a fear of hate, a fear of them going like, oh, sorry, no, not you, not you. Of them closing off to me. It's a fear. And I realized that fear is unnecessary. At a mental level, at least. And I can feel that there's a spectrum, there's a line between a person being upset by something and a person being upset enough that it escalates into something that involves other people. And I know that in daily life, an expression of attraction will probably not attract the attention of other people, or like it will not escalate into a warning and, oh my God, something, this person is attracted to me. Although I realized that in my childhood, when I expressed my attraction, and perhaps in the few times that I don't even remember how, but I perhaps did express my attraction purely, a lot of other people got involved. Because I was a child that seemed to exhibit scandalous behavior. That fear, the fear of being rejected, the fear of being hated, is it purely the fear of rejection? It compounds with the fear of public humiliation, with the fear of public rejection, with the fear of public casting out, outcasting. Like the opinion of the majority, the opinion of most people around me is, it still feels important to me. In that context, in the context of a direct attraction, that experience. So, in this example, I had this reaction, I had this behavior, and I can trace it back to, okay, what is the voice? How can I express this fully without her hating me, without her hating me? And then through that, I attracted also, oh, it's actually about, it's not just herself, but there's also a fear of like being cast away by society. And do I want to keep these fears? Being cast away by society, of being considered a deviant, of being considered an unwanted. That is the fear of being considered unwanted. And because of being unwanted, of also being restricted, of not being allowed into society again, of not being allowed to have friendships and relationships that I had before. That is, yep, the fear is of all of that. Am I afraid of being cast out by society? there's a boundary of my expression of truth that I have not yet crossed. It's beyond the barrier of politeness. Like this is the area, or if this is the area around which there's still politeness, there's an area between politeness and normal of how people that already know each other interact, and then there's a little area also between how normal and people interact to talking about the more of the edgy stuff, and there's perhaps a little boundary more like from edgy to almost too edgy. Like I feel my expression can encompass this space fairly well, fairly completely. That in that level of intensity, the almost too edgy, to me that feels where I am at, where I feel comfortable to express. Almost regardless of the audience. And beyond that, where it feels too edgy, there's space I do not dare yet. It's fear of clumsiness, fear of inadequacy. There's a mistrust. There's a mistrust that my body does not know the rules of society well enough, that it does not know enough how to not hurt my partner, another person. Like if I give it absolute control, will it honor the boundaries of not hurting others? Will it honor the boundary of listening to others? I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid that my body flows past the boundaries that I still feel are correct. That is the boundary. The boundaries I'm afraid to cross are right there. And here perhaps I can say to myself, to remember later, the phrases, just say it, and just do it, just do it, just say it, just do it. Just say it, just do it. It just, it risks embarrassment. It risks shame. That is what my fear says. It risks embarrassment. It risks shame. And I can choose to do it. I can choose to move past these boundaries, move past these lines. Other examples of these kinds of voices that I have found in myself are, well, actually, this one I also haven't identified as a voice, if it's still there. The fear of being caught naked somewhere. Sometimes I'm in the bathroom and I'm naked, and someone opens the door, and I react. I know that there's something to do. Oh my god! But there's something that is being crossed that is ingrained into me. That no, naked, no, naked. I haven't given it words. I mean, mentally and at higher levels of cognition, I believe even emotionally that I don't feel that I need to remain unnaked, to remain unnaked, to remain clothed for everyone else. No, there are times when if I know I am entering somewhere where there are other people and I do not have clothes, I have no hesitance about it. I do still feel you're going naked into a room. There's a little there's a little dialogue window somewhere inside me that says, "Are you sure?" And I can say yes, and I go in. It's at some levels I am comfortable with my naked body. And yet in the times of the unexpected, of when being surprised, it's still ingrained in me that you cannot be seen naked. No, that is a no, for everyone, never. That one seems to not even have a voice. I mean, no, I don't know. I haven't tried it. If they see me naked, they will laugh at me. If they see me naked, I am less. If they see me naked, I am less. The words themselves, I know them to not be true. But a part of me still feels like it is. And I feel it concentrated actually on the base, right around the base of my spine. Somewhat to the left, on the left side. Exactly when the concave portion of my spine along my center becomes the concave surface over my in between my upper glutes. Right to the left of that, it's ingrained. Fear of being seen naked. If they see me naked, I am less. I do not believe so. This part of me believes so. When I touch and press and roll on this area of the skin, there is a slight nervous feeling all around the left side of my thorax, just on my ribs, that activates. It's fairly strong. It's fairly strong. So now perhaps when I next feel this reaction out in the wild, I can know approximately where in my body to ask what is happening, and to dig into that reaction as it is fresh, as the short breaths and the risen blood pressure is still present. The voices.